Charles Michel, the President of the European Council, has called an urgent video conference meeting of EU leaders to address the many consequences that conflict would have for the bloc. On the cards are discussions about civilians and providing assistance. Discussions about escalation and efforts to avoid escalating the conflict will also take place. Mr. Srivastav, the EU is obviously concerned here. There are a number of overlapping concerns. Turkey is also, of course, being accused of facilitating Hamas and supplying them weapons. It's a part of NATO. It's very close to Europe at a kissing distance. What do you think the European Union is going to be worried about at this point in time? The refugee crisis also is one thing that European countries have responded to in the past. If you look at what happened in Syria.
Certainly, Vinit, I think European Union nations they are worried, and that's why called an emergency meeting to discuss this entire situation in the Middle East. And I think they are very much aware of the fact that if this entire Israel-Hamas war gets escalated, which they will try their best not to allow such escalation to take place, then I think it will be causing a lot of difficulty for European countries too. And I think that the European Union is a Middle East is a neighboring region of the European Union. And I think they are very much worried about the fallout of any such escalation. I think very rightly you mentioned about refugee crisis that might be there if it gets escalated. And I think in the European Union, the countries, they are also worried that if this crisis gets escalated, then what will happen to the Russia-Ukraine war, where the NATO is very much clearly involved in a big way in supporting Ukraine. So I think European Union countries, they are obviously worried, but their entire focus is to come up with a joint resolve to not allow this entire crisis to get escalated, and that is precisely why the understanding the imperative of this. I think President Biden himself is visiting Israel. Obviously, during his visit, he is going to show solidarity with Israel in its war against terrorism. But at the same time, President Biden's focus is also that this war must not get escalated. And U.S. is making all efforts. EU will support this entire effort, and whichever ways they can help out this region to remain stable, I think efforts will be made. Anthony Blinken has...
Mr. Srivastav, appreciate you joining us, sir. Thank you so much.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.